Hey everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Shree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a podcast where I explore topics on mental health, physical health, nutrition, and everything in between. So if you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people, from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be, whether you are down, happy, excited, and everything in between. I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and of course, lift you up. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. Now let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the I'm Good podcast. If you are new here, what's good, what's poppin'? Welcome to the I'm Good podcast. I am your host, Shree, and for my returning listeners, what's good, what's poppin'? I miss you guys. Like, literally, I miss you guys. Like, I'm over here, like, just blushing, and I'm so happy that I get to record for you guys. Like, I legit miss you guys. And I know you guys probably like, where has she been? Like, I know you, a lot of you guys have seen, I know I keep saying guys and gals, but I know a lot of you guys, see me post the rewind episodes, which are rerun episodes of I'm Good podcast. Some of our top, most listened episodes. I wanted to go ahead and do those. But before we get into it, thank you, as always. I'd like to express gratitude. I want to, just say thank you to everyone who even still tune in to the rewind episodes. Like, honestly, thank you guys so much. Cause, sometimes like I've never done rerun episodes. I've seen other podcasters do it from time to time, but now I understand why it is a necessary thing sometimes. And I'll tell you guys why. But I really want to say thank you to any new listeners that I had during the rewind episodes, and for my I'm Good fam. So my I'm Good fam is my continuous listeners, the listeners that listen every week. And if they don't listen every week, they catch up to the episodes or listen when they can. But I really just want to say thank you to you guys who held it down, my I'm Good fam, while I was gone, while I didn't upload any new episodes. And I really haven't. I know I did an episode right before the new year, and it was like a wrap up of 2021, whatever, but that wasn't even like a full episode. That was just me, basically saying like it was a break, whatever. But yes, y'all, so much has been going on. And it's so funny that this podcast, literally the whole joke for me lately, this past month, I should say, was like the whole joke is I'm good. And a lot of times we say, how are you doing? And we say, I'm good. Even though we may not be in the best mental state, or just whatever is going through. I literally was living that, this past month of, sometimes saying that, like sometimes saying basically I was good and I really wasn't good. And just, I realized like, my own self, I still do it to this day where I say I'm good even when I'm not. But one thing I am learning too is that you also have to speak positivity over your life. So I'm not saying that you should be like, if somebody say how you're doing, like you should be like, oh, I'm doing horrible, and like put all of your energy, whatever, on them. But I did recognize that, I was just saying I'm good. Oh, I'm doing good, just out of habit and not really, fully embracing what is going on. But yes, y'all, I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to get a little into it, but I have some new exciting things on the way where I will be getting more into like my personal life and just more things like that. So I will be having some exciting things within the next couple weeks or so that I'll be implementing. But for now, I'm just kind of give y'all like a brief update of what's been going on with your girl Shree. Like, where have I been? Why did I take a break? And then also too, I know you guys probably like, where is the midweek roll call? I haven't did the affirmations. I know you guys are like, what is going on with the I'm Good podcast? Don't worry, y'all. Your girl is here. Okay. I'm not gonna leave y'all. Listen, I love y'all. Like, y'all are my babies. Like, y'all allow me to be myself. Like, I can speak to y'all and y'all listen and whatever. Like, listen, I love talking to y'all guys. So yes, y'all. So the midweek roll call. There are some things that I want to change a little bit with the midweek roll call, which is our affirmations. So I'm not going to get into that fully yet because I'm still just trying to figure out different things that I'm going to do with that. And there's some other things that I will implement. But what I'm about to talk about kind of goes back to like how I keep seeing people put on social media, like, well, February 1st is the start of my new year. That's how I'm kind of feeling as well. Like, February 1st will be my new year. And it's crazy because February 1st is on Tuesday. But yes, y'all. So one of the main reasons, I had some other personal things going on in my life that I'm not really going to get into at the moment. But one of the main reasons why I haven't been recording was because one of the main reasons why I haven't been recording is because I ended up getting COVID. Yes, y'all. I got the vid. Okay. The vid halted everything. Your girl was not in recording mode or nothing like that. The vid done scarred the girl's throat, your girl throat. Like, my throat was literally like on E. Like, it was hurting. I was like, what is this? So yes, y'all. So I ended up getting COVID and I had symptoms for about 2 weeks, whatever. And I got that at the top of the year. So literally brought in New Year's with COVID. Didn't know I ended up having it until a couple of days, like within the beginning of the year, but I was sick and I had figured that if it wasn't COVID, I must have had a flu or something. So I was sick, and also too, because even before that, I had some other things going on that I can't really disclose at this moment, but I may talk about down the road. But just all in all, a lot of different things affected my mental health. And I'll be honest with you. So one of the biggest things that affected my mental health was COVID. And today's topic that I wanted to kind of go through today is basically, something that I start kind of researching after I had COVID. But one of the things that I noticed with COVID was that COVID really affected my mental health. Like, affected it. Now I will say I did have some things going on prior to COVID, literally like 2 days prior to COVID, that really had affected my mental health and had kind of got me like in a cloudy type of mindset. But when I got COVID, COVID didn't help anyway. But I will say COVID really, really affected my mental health. And I literally went into a mode of just feeling depressed. I was crying. One, because I didn't feel well, but two, to be honest with you, I was crying because like the media puts it out there that if you have COVID, it's like, oh, it's doomsday. Like if you get COVID, it's doomsday. So when I got the news and I got the phone call that I had tested positive for COVID, like my heart dropped, like my stomach dropped. And all of a sudden I feel like the symptoms that I had start getting stronger. And then I felt like every day I would wake up and be like, okay, is my COVID symptoms gone? And when they were still there, I was getting so nervous. And then I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, well, some people end up in the hospital. Some people did this and that. Then I would go on social media and then I seen people living their life looking happy because it was New Year's. And I'm in my bed like, what is going on? Like, I'm like, God, I didn't have this in my plan. So I will say this. I just really didn't realize it, that how much... yes, I was physically sick, had a sore throat, fever. There were, I say sore throat, fever, very, very tired. And for me, my onset of symptoms was a sore throat. Like my throat started feeling weird and then it got worse and worse and worse. And I could laugh about it now, but it was to the point like when I would eat food or eat anything, it would burn. Like it would be like it would burn. I'm sorry, I'm coughing. I swallowed the wrong way. But this podcast episode is not to scare you or anything like that. It's, first of all, it's to tell you, one, if you have COVID or know somebody have COVID, you are going to pull through and you're going to be all right. The thing about me when I had the vid that messed me up so much is that all that media out there tells you, oh, if you get vid, this going to happen, this going to happen, this going to happen. And a lot of that 2 years of me hearing about COVID had really scared me once I had it. But today I want to talk about how to practice mental toughness. And this is something that I looked up, I want to say maybe about 4 days ago, because I was like, what can I do to become more mentally tough? So in the times of adversity, or at the times where I feel like I'm at my lowest point, or at the times where I'm just going through tough times, because I've been going through some tough times, I'm like, what are some things that I can do to become mentally tough? So today I wanted to kind of give you, today I wanted to provide you with some tips on how to become mentally tough, how to, stay mentally tough, because listen, life is going to be thrown at you. There's a saying that you either are about to go in a storm, or coming out of a storm. But regardless, if you're in a storm, you don't have to feel all of the elements of the storm. If there's a rainstorm outside, you're not going to go outside without a coat or whatever. Hopefully not. If there's a rainstorm, I'm going to probably look for a raincoat and have some rain boots or something. So just because you're going through the storm doesn't mean you need to feel all the elements. If it's snowing outside, because where I'm from, honey, upstate New York, it be snowing. Okay? So if it's snowing outside and there's a snowstorm, I'm not going to have to go outside with flip-flops and stuff on. No, I'm going to protect myself in the storm. So that's what mental toughness really is for me, is learning how to protect myself in the midst of a storm. What can I do to protect myself while I may be going through a storm? And that's why it's very important to have a good spirit. It's very good to have a routine in place, because life will knock you down at times. Because listen, it was knocking me down, but I'm out of it, and I'm doing a lot better than I was. And no, I don't have any more COVID symptoms or anything like that, thank God. But I'm still getting things together in my personal life. But listen, I'm not where I used to be. I'm progressing every day. And basically, I wanted to bring to you guys some things that you can do to stay mentally tough. The first one I'm going to say is for me, I had to put this one down, is get off social media. And I mean, in regards to get off social media, get off, don't do the endless scrolling. I feel like when I was sick, and especially when I when I was having going through my lowest moments, going through social media for me didn't help nothing. I was actually pissed off that people were on the beach, pissed off people were celebrating New Year's. I was pissed off. Everybody was living life. Meanwhile, I'm over here dealing with my life problems. So I will say, if you're dealing with something, whatever, try to stay off social media. Or if you are on social media, look at something that's going to make you happy. Whether that's whether you're looking at someone that does comedy skits, whether that's you going on YouTube, looking at comedy shows, whatever it may be. But I would say try your hardest to get off social media. And then also too, even TikTok. I like TikTok, but sometimes some of them TikToks were scaring me. There was TikToks about COVID, and those TikToks scare me. So I had to teach myself, you don't need to be scrolling on social media. What are some other things that you can do outside of social media, like Instagram and TikTok, where you can help better your mind? So that's the first one on my list, is to get off social media. Number 2, focus on solutions. So while you're going through a storm, whatever, focus on what are some practical things that you can do to make yourself feel better, or what are just some practical things that you can do. So if you're facing an obstacle, what solutions are there? I've read a really, really good book, The Magic of Manifesting. I think it was something like that. And it was talking about being more solution oriented. And when you become more solution oriented, you forget about the obstacle. So a lot of times in life, it's normal. A lot of us, we think about when something goes wrong, we think about the obstacle. So when something goes wrong, we make the obstacle bigger, whether it's you having COVID, whatever. Even me having COVID, I made COVID bigger than my life. I decided to just make COVID and all my symptoms my life. No, there's more to me than COVID, whatever, this and that. So what you want to do is you want to focus on, what can I do? Okay, what things can I do to feel better? Is that tea? Is that eating something? Is that resting? What are practical things or solutions that I can do to feel better and do better? And also too, within the book, it stated that as you progress towards your solution, the obstacle becomes smaller. So focus on taking action and figuring out what things can I do. I might be dealing with this, or I might be going through a storm or whatever it may be, but what are some practical steps that I can do to push myself and elevate myself a lot further? And another thing too is honestly take it one day at a time. Like me, I'm a type of person where I take it 3 months at a time. And that's not the best mindset. I'll be honest with you guys. It's okay when you want to plan big goals, but like, I'm the type of person where I will beat myself up if I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do nothing today, or I didn't feel accomplished. But I'm trying to learn to give myself grace. And that's the other word. Try to give yourself grace. You're going to get there. You're going to make it. You're going to pull through. God got you. Listen, you on your way. Number 3, set realistic goals. Now, obviously, if you're going through a tough time, setting or doing anything goal-oriented like me, that's not on your mind. But just have like realistic goals for yourself. Say, okay, well, I don't feel good today. Maybe in 2 days I'll feel better. Well, today isn't the best day, but maybe in 2 days I will want to go out and do this. Or tomorrow, today I didn't feel like doing, the dishes or cooking, but tomorrow I will, go get some groceries, whatever. So set realistic goals for yourself. For me, like I said, a lot of times I set unrealistic goals in regards to just how I want things to happen, whether that's me like growing my business or, hitting this mark. Is like, sis, set realistic goals. And I think a lot of times when we don't set realistic goals, that's another reason why mentally we get screwed up, because we have these huge goals. And if we don't meet them, we get sad. But if you think about it, if you set realistic goals, when you meet them, you're going to feel happy. So try to make sure that you set realistic goals for yourself or for whatever your situation is, so that when you actually hit the goal, you will feel accomplished. Because sometimes listen, y'all, I'm big on manifesting and thinking big and having the bigger picture. But even me, sometimes the goals that we may have are so huge that, you know what it is? If you have a huge goal, you have to learn how to break it down into bite-sized goals. You have to really break it down to bite-sized goals. And that's the big thing. So it's okay to say, in 6 months, I want to hit 6 figures, or in a year, I want to hit 7 figures. It's fine to say that, but what are the practical steps that you're going to do to get yourself there? And so then that goes into my 4th one is, focusing on small wins. Like I said before, like, when you focus and break down small goals, like, okay, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do this, whatever, it helps you to feel better. If you have like these big old huge goals, like for me, I'm trying to think, it could be something as small as, hey, one of my goals or resolutions this year is to start a YouTube channel. There's a lot of work that goes into starting a YouTube channel. I actually have a YouTube channel myself. And like, there's a process, with setting up your account and, getting it straight and stuff like that. And I think a lot of times we think, to set up a YouTube channel, it takes one day to get everything, together. But no, it really takes time. So if you break it down in bite-sized goals and say, well, today I'm going to sign up for a YouTube account. And then maybe the next day can be like, okay, today I'm going to create my About Me section. And maybe the next day could be like, well, today I'm going to figure out what videos I'm going to put on my account. And this, like I said, these podcast episodes is so funny, y'all. These past couple weeks, I actually been listening to these episodes as well, and they have been helping me a lot. But I just really want to say, like, focus on small wins, focus on small goals and creating smaller tasks so that you don't feel as burnt out. If it's like losing weight, like, I want to lose 30 pounds, like in 3 months. Okay. That is possible, but do like small goals so that you feel accomplished. Because me, per se, if I have a big goal and I don't accomplish it, I'm just like, just throw everything out the water, because I be over it. So it is really, really important to focus on small goals, whatever situation that you're going in or dealing with. Just focus on small goals, different things that you want to do, whether it's reading a book, whether it's whatever it may be. Just focus on creating small goals and then celebrating your small wins. Another one, number 5, I will say, is be present. I know that is very, very hard, especially if you are dealing with something or, going through something. But I would just say be present. And a lot of times, just me not going through nothing, or just a lot of times us people, when we're not going through nothing, a lot of times we're not even present. We're still somehow in the past or the future. But it is important to be present, feel what you feel and then move on. Because there was something I think B. Simone had put on her page maybe about a year ago. She said, I got some good and bad news for you guys. Which one do you want first? She said, okay. She said, the bad news is nothing lasts forever. And then she said, the good news is nothing lasts forever. And I thought that was so dope. Like, for her to really put, like, I never thought about it like that way. Like, the bad news is nothing lasts forever. And then the good news is that nothing lasts forever. Another quote that I've been using, or scripture I've been using, my mom can attest to this. Shout out to my mom. My mom listens to my podcast as well. My scripture I was using when I had the vid was, I was using this too shall pass. So, like, I even had wrote down, like, different times what my mom had started out because I wasn't feeling good. She was helping me out a lot. She was writing down the times I was taking my Tylenol because I wasn't feeling well. I had a fever and sore throat. And then I remember on the paper that she had wrote on, or maybe I wrote on, I forgot. I had wrote, this too shall pass. So, finding like a scripture or, finding a scripture or some type of quote to keep you going is also another great way to help keep you mentally tough. Another one that I like, another scripture that I like is, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's Isaiah 54:17, or I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And like I said, there are just a lot of, not even biblical scriptures, there are just a lot of quotes out there that you can utilize to help you push through. So listen, and you guys know also, each week I also do quote of the week. So if there's a quote that that you like or love, make sure you guys write it down. Or you can always skip, on the other episodes. In today's episode, you can always go to the end, to get that quote of the week. Number 6 I want to put is, try to become physically active. If you're not feeling well or sick or whatever it may be, you might not want to be as physically active. Like when I was sick, I wasn't as active. But if it's something that doesn't affect your health, which that means like you don't like feel sick or something like that, try to walk at least 10 minutes a day. I know harder said than done, but if it's something that you're dealing with or you just need some clarity, try walking at least 10 minutes a day. I'm not saying you got to go outside. I'm not saying you got to do anything. I'm saying walk in front of your TV. You can walk while you're watching YouTube. You can walk while you're watching your favorite show. Like, try to walk at least 10 minutes a day, because walking really does help, with endorphins, make you feel good. So try walking at least 10 minutes a day. And then also on top of that, as you walk, you're going to feel better. It boosts your mental health. And then you just like I said, just overall feel better about yourself. And then you might also, for me, when I work out and I exercise, I also come up with a lot of different ideas. I'm like, ooh, I can do this. Or I come up with a lot of different visions for my life when I work out versus when I don't work out. I still have different visions and things like that. But it's something about when I work out, like, it's just like a light bulb. It just be beaming, like beam. So number 7, the last one I want to put is, eat healthy. And I will say this too, and I'm a pescatarian. It's going on 4 years. I believe 4 years. I'm pescatarian, and I will say, generally I eat healthy. I mean, there's a lot of times where I do like to eat like vegan cookies or cookies and things like that and sweets and stuff like that. But generally I am a healthy eater, and I honestly think that's another reason why I was able to recover from COVID, so quickly. Now, I don't look at it as quickly because the 2 weeks to me was like, oh my gosh, I'm only on the 5th day of being sick, 6, 7. I just kept counting the days, whatever. Y'all, it was ridiculous. But, I try to eat as healthy as I can. I like to, drink, juices like carrot and orange juice blends. I do have a juicer. I used it maybe about a year ago. Now about 2 years ago. We're in 2022, but I haven't been using it. But I drink like juices. I drink tart cherry juice. Shout out to my mom. She drinks that. And I've been starting to drink it as well. I started drinking it a lot more when I had COVID, but it was hard to drink it because my throat was hurting so bad. But yes, try to eat healthy and, try to focus on like preventative measures. Like, don't wait until you get sick or something happens for you to eat healthy. Try your best to eat healthy beforehand. Cause like I said, me, I haven't ate meat in like 3.5 years. I don't really eat unhealthy. And I think that played a huge part in my overall recovery from COVID and just a lot of stuff. So that's one thing I want to say is if you can, try your best to eat healthy. Don't wait until you get sick. Don't wait until you down in the dumps, whatever, to be like, you know what, it's time to eat healthy. Try your best to be preventative. And don't be so reactive. Like when something happens, that's when you want to do something. So all of these steps, like I said, are great preventative steps. Like I said, we're all going to go through different things in life, but that doesn't mean what you go through has to be you. That doesn't mean it's you. What I went through doesn't define me. I'm bigger than that. That's just like a little dot, like to whatever else God has in store for me. So that's the way you got to look at it. You can't look at your problems as like, oh my God, like look at the problem like, you know what? That's just a little spectacle about what's about to happen, what's great and what is greater to come. So yes, y'all. But as always, guys, I'm just so happy. Like I said, to be back, recording this podcast episode. Like I didn't realize how much I miss you guys. Like, you really start to take things for granted when you can't do it, or if you don't feel like doing it, or when, things just coming away. But one thing I will say is that I'm so grateful and so happy that, I remain consistent with uploading my podcast each week. And even though those 3 weeks where I had to do rerun episodes, I was thankful that I was able to pull out the archives, different podcast episodes that did well. And a lot of you guys still listen to them. So I just want to thank you guys for that. So this week's quote of the week is real simple. It's real simple. The quote of the week is let it go. Nothing else to it, but let it go. All right, I'm good, fam. You already know what time it is. We are now at the end of this week's show, and I hope this information was helpful, insightful, and everything in between. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe to this podcast, share this podcast. Make sure you guys also go ahead and follow the I'm Good podcast page on Instagram. Go ahead and leave a review and tell a friend. Thank you guys so much for rocking and supporting your girl. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see all of you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.